Hi everyone, I hope everyone is doing well and I hope everyone had a good week of training. I'll briefly go over my last week of training, but if you want more of the in-depth talk about that, you can look at my meet prep series, which this video will be in, as well as all of my shorter videos that I talk about after each of my videos during the week. But in general, last week I was able to hit every rep that I was planning on. I was able to continue the progression towards the meet and able to complete week 2 with success, I say. The only, I would say, negative of this week is sort of the back strain hip thing that I'm dealing with, and it's different than the IT band on that same side, but it's more in my lower back, and actually that IT band thing isn't really, I mean, it still kind of hurts, but it is the same as it was, so that part isn't bad. It's just more of, I'm guessing, sort of a lower back strain, so I'm going to be doing a lot of mobility work, and as I talked about in my last video, trying to do a bit of walking to help with that lower back strain, whatever it may be. But I'm not too worried about it, seeing how everything in the last workout moved well, and I haven't been negatively affected as far as my athletic performance is on the lifts. Hopefully that trend continues with that. Moving into week 3, the percentages go up and down depending on the particular day, but on the first day, on Monday, I will have, it will be my heavier deadlift day, and the deadlifts will go up to 90%, which is about 545 pounds for me, and then I will have, or that will be one set of 3 for that, if I'm looking. No, one set of 1. Complete lie with that. One set of 1. I'm actually very happy about that now. One set of 3 would have been difficult, but one set of 1, so should have no issue. 545 single, it should move really well, and I'll be looking to move that quickly and to really get in a groove. And since it's just a single rep, I will most likely do a hook grip just to continue to work on that, but I'm not too particularly worried about it. I've been neglecting the grip work, but I haven't had any issues with any of the hook grip that I'm doing, and that's something I do want to add in to this week's workout a little bit. But yeah, I just didn't do them last week. I don't even have a good excuse for that. But bench press and squat are both going up to 80%. For the squat, that means 365 pounds for a 4x3, as well. For bench is a 4x4 with an 80%, which is about 255. Those shouldn't be any issue. I did 365 last week on squats, and bench has been moving wonderfully no matter what I'm doing with it, other than a little bit of achiness in my bicep tendon, or kind of not really truly my bicep, but kind of like that in-between area where, I don't know, it connects, it inserts in there. A quick sidebar, unrelated to anything, I do apologize if I appear to be extra red today. I am quite sunburnt because I had my first day of coaching with the travel team that I will be coaching baseball with during the summer, and I am as white as a ghost, and I burn like a piece of bacon on the grill or stove or whatever. Basically, I'm really white and I burn really easy, and I was out in the sun for 2 hours with no sunscreen, and that was really stupid of me, but paid the price for that. But anywho, so that's the Monday workout. 80% for squat and bench, 4x3 for squat, 4x4 for bench, a single at 90% for deadlift, then some of the same accessory work, which I won't be aggressive with. I mean, it'll just be the same kind of thing where I'm really focusing on the form with that. And if anything feels funky, then cut down the intensity of that even more so. But on the day 3, assuming that my back feels good by then, and I'm hoping that with the mobility work and the walking and all of that, it feels good, I'll have some light Olympic work, nothing that will be too strenuous and nothing that I should have any issues with actually completing. And it may, if it is achy, I may just use the bar and do some drill work, a little bit of the mechanics, just so I can stay as fresh as I can with just the bar, and so I can just go literally through the motions and not have any issues with that. I'm guessing I'll be able to do that a little bit. I'll just have to be very cautious because that is not my focus right now, and well, I just generally need to improve on the weightlifting form, so it's not going to be a detriment to me to work with lighter weights with that. But I'll have front squats up to 65% for a 4x3, which is only 205 pounds, so that should move extremely easily. And then push press is 65% as well for a 4x3, and that will be 100, it's 130, but I'm rounding up to 135, so I can put a plate on. And my true push press max is probably more than 200 slightly, at least enough to justify doing 135. Not that that will make a huge difference, since it is a 4x3 as well. And all that should move easy, then some real work on that. Then on the last day of the week, I work up to 90% on squats, which is 410 pounds for a 2x2, 90% on bench, which is 285 pounds for another 2x2, and then to 75% for deadlifts for a 4x2 with which is about 455 pounds, as well as some of the accessory work as well. So in all, it's a week that I should be able to manage quite well. The big thing is continuing to dial in my form as much as I can. I'm very happy with how everything is feeling, with how my form's looking, and how everything is generally moving. It's just kind of making sure any ache and pain that I have doesn't combine and roll into something bigger and some sort of overwhelming issue that I have. As long as I maintain where I'm at now as far as how I'm feeling, I think going into the meet I'll be able to do well and do as close to the numbers that I'd like to hit as possible. Obviously, come meet day, different variety of things are happening, but it's hard for me to go shopping now because I'm thinking about the meet and thinking about all the little things that I want to buy to eat at the meet. Since in the last meet that I did last year, I planned very poorly the food throughout the day because I did not think it would be the entire day, and it really is the entire day. And I will be there the entire day regardless of how long it takes me to lift, since I'll be watching Derek lift as well as EC, another person that I lift with there. And I believe there's some other people that Zach is another person that lifts at my gym, but several people that weigh more than me that will be going. And depending on how they organize the event, I would think that I would lift first, but who knows how that will work. And hopefully I do lift first, and then I can just watch the others and get some extra clips of them, as well as record my thoughts, how I thought the meet went right after that. But that's not really, that will happen how it happens. No guarantees with that, but I'll be bringing this nice fancy camera there, and I'll be setting up the tripod and hopefully having either someone I know or just some random person push the button, or I'll just push the darn thing myself, since I do that in my training enough. And I think one other note that will be interesting to some, but for the bench press that I will be doing obviously at the meet, I don't plan on having someone lift off for me. I do plan on doing it myself, and I don't think it's something that will be detrimental, seeing how I've done 315 2 different times now, both times without a lift off with that. And for me, the benefit that I could get from a lift off is not really there, and if I just have a random person do it, then I don't want them to pull me out of it. Since I'm comfortable doing that, it's something I'm going to stick with. At the very most, if I have anyone there, it'll be someone that I know, and that I can tell them to just basically have their fingertips on the bar and to just guide it as lightly as they can, since the act of lifting the bar off helps me to get into the position that I want to be in with the lift. And I've just been doing, I do it for all my workouts, so it's something that I don't want to change it too drastically in any sort of crazy way, or add in that extra variable to worry about, since you have to worry about commands and all of that shenanigans enough. Plus, if I do it myself, then I'll be able to get the lift command, I would think, a little bit sooner, since you don't have to wait for the person to jump away. But it wouldn't be that big of a difference either way, since the person usually moves away rather quickly. But yeah, that's really about it that I have for this week's update. So next week will be week 3 of that. It will also be my last full week of my first year of teaching, which I had a great year. I can't really say anything negative. Obviously, there's stress and all that goes into teaching, but I can't really envision how this year could have gone any better, especially for my first year of teaching, when you have a lot of horror stories about how things are stressful and whatnot. And I get a lot of compliments. A lot of people think I'm doing a good job, which is always nice to hear. And I feel like I have a handle on what I'm doing, and it's not so scary and overwhelming as it was at the very beginning of the year. I have a general idea, and I have routines and plans and schedules and things I want to improve on and all of that. So most likely this next school year I will be at the same school, teaching the same grades. I had 4th and 5th, which are like 9 to 11. I'm guessing I really should. I think it's like ages 9 to 11. They vary pretty widely, and most likely would have those grades again next year, which I'm completely fine with. I actually is something I was rather surprised with teaching, that I rather enjoy being with the younger students. When I was going through my educator program at my college, I thought that I wanted to be with older kids, since you could have conversations with them. You could talk normally with them, I guess. There's no really, I guess, good way of saying it, but you could have more age-appropriate conversations, more normal conversations than you can have. And I found that with the 4th, 5th, and sometimes 6th, that you can have those conversations and not have to parse your words and vocab too much for them to be able to understand. Once you get to the really young, first and kindergarten, the really little kids, then it's completely different. But those kids are fun because I'm a guy and I'm unique. I'm one of like the 3 guy teachers in the school, so it's unique in that sense. And I don't know, they think I'm a jungle gym when I'm down there. Had some little girl that was trying to, chasing me around to jump on my back. Not really chasing, since I'm not gonna run away from a kindergarten, but trying very persistently to either sit on my lap or to jump on my back, either way. But it was kind of funny with that. It's cute when the little kids do it, but I've had 12-year-olds do it, and that's rather disturbing. But thankfully that wasn't at the school. That was a summer ago at camp that I was at. But like I said, as I went off on a tangent, one more week of school, and then one more full week of school, I should say. Then I have 3 days where I go off to camp, and I'll be with 4th graders with that. And I'll talk more about my plans with that, seeing how I'll be at camp for 3 straight days. But it shouldn't affect my training, but I'll jump into that more when I talk about my plans for that next week, whenever I have my next week update. So obviously next Sunday with that. But with all of that being said, if you have any thoughts or comments or anything that you want to throw down below, please leave those comments down below, and I will end on this side. If you do want to see the specifics of my workouts, you can look at the link in the description for my Fitocracy account. I am pretty good at updating that, and if it's not updated like with today's workout, it will be in the next couple days. Seeing how I try to do that just about every day, update those. But if you want to see the specifics, and I don't get so specific where I'm getting every lift of every warm-up thing that I do, but I at least get my top main sets, especially for the big 3, as well as the it's a couple of top sets with accessories. I don't try to put ab work in all the time. I don't always try to put in the cardio there. Mostly just try to get the records of stuff that I'm curious about tracking in there. So if you are curious about that, you can see that, or just ask me and I can tell you what I did on the various days. But other than that, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I hope you all had a great week of training, and have a wonderful day. Bye.